those businesses that directly feed our culture and directly feed us, right? Now, hold on. So first, I need to let everybody that's just now joining us on the podcast, because I'm pre-recording this because it's kind of late, that this is Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. I am your host, Brother Hatim, and this is Tribal Quotes, where we strive to blow up those old paradigms. Alright, so here we go. So now, for those that might want to join the conversation, because this is a good one even before we get into the tribal quote, I'm about to post up the number. For those that are quick and got a good memory, 614-556-4535. Once again, that's 614-556-4535. You do not need a pen. It's just call in. It's on Gye-Nyame Journey. Or you go to uberconference.com/Gye-Nyame Journey. All right. Let me go to my timeline and type that in for y'all. Boom. Let's see if it pops up. All right. I guess I've been on too long. It ain't pop up. So I guess I have to click my picture or something. I don't know. All right. 614. Let's make it easy. 614-556-4535. Once again, 614-556-4535. Now, let me finish explaining culturally focused businesses. We need to create, if they already don't exist, cultural-based businesses. Businesses that directly support the culture, right? With things that we really need. Now, books is cool, but we need to kind of expand past that. Like, for example, on one of the shows I was talking about businesses, that's me calling into the line. So anybody that want to join the call, 614.
First participant on the call. Please hold while we wait for the others to join.
I'm going to post it up for y'all. 614-556-4535. All right. Now, you hit me up. We can conversate before I get into these proverbs, but I'm going to finish this. I ain't even going to do the news. We're going to just do this because it's the day of Ujima. I'm toasting Ujima. All right. So, now back to the cultural-based business. Cultural-based and cultural-focused business, right, are businesses that we as a group, not all of us, we don't even need all of us, right, but we decide that we are only going to buy this product, these types of products from businesses that are by us. And I'm talking about that we could control from the rooter to the tutor, right? I mean, because a lot of people make fun of shea butter, but shea butter is something that we could control, right? Some of us got relatives in Ghana, some of us got relatives in Senegal, black soap. We could control those with the trade, you know what I'm saying? We could control those. Like the reason I really got so hyped about the ambrosia business is because the kombucha business, because I could do that whole thing. And water purifier, boom, boom, boom. Culturally based and culturally supporting businesses, right? And they usually start off as, they call them cottage industries. That we say we ain't gonna buy nothing else from it. I bring up the shea butter because every last one of us wake up and have to put on some damn lotion. There's no reason that any other people in the world should be benefiting from the fact that black folks get ashy other than black folks. We already gave away the hair. We won't go to that argument, but we need businesses that support us, that are involved in things that we have to buy. We got to buy food. We got to buy energy. Like, for example, if we decided we was only going to buy rice from black-owned companies off of black farms, you know what I'm saying? We could pick certain products that we will only buy from us. This is, what's up, Miss Tyshell? Yep. Other races do it all the time. We blacks seems to struggle with this. We've been talking about this shit since forever. When will we do this as a whole? Let's start with stop buying from these others. Other businesses that move in our neighborhoods. And this is the piece. I'm not even calling for massive peace. This don't take a lot of us, right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit, 10,000. What's 10,000 in Ohio? You know what I'm saying? Hey, I don't have to go to the corner store, and I don't even have to stop going to the corner store. What I'm saying is that, for example, let's just stop buying lotion. Let's just the only time we buy stuff, the only time we would buy something like lotion would be when when we buy it from us. And these products have to be able to create jobs vertically. Claude Anderson talk about the business. So when we talk about our responsibility, we got to support and create these type of businesses that we can control from the very beginning all the way to the end, including distribution, right? And it's just based on basic needs, right? Basic needs. Once you lock into get people's basic needs, then money's coming all the time as a group that you know that y'all can start building on, right? So I mean that's just another one. All right, the next one off on this day of Ujima, our cultural institutions. Our cultural institutions. We need to start supporting. We'll actually start creating and supporting our cultural institutions. Those on Facebook put this up. I forgot to post this up. Nguzo Saba. Oh, I spelled Nguzo wrong. Nguzo Saba Challenge. All right. Now, our cultural institutions that support our culture, right? It could be churches, you know what I'm saying? Some type of spiritual institution. It could be other things in our community, but we have to start supporting those and protecting those institutions, right? Because they make sure that we're able to, one, refuel ourselves, and yet they support the community. Now, I don't know exactly what they are, but I do know that they deal with mental and spiritual. Mental and spiritual. So we need to start supporting and creating those type of institutions within our community, so that we could, because this is the issue. Like I said, man, I have no problem with the lectures and the debates and all that. I have no problem with that. But what I have a problem with is when the money is coming in and there's not a chain of people making money, right? There should be a few people making money, and right, at least from that institution, you should see that institution growing. And as that institution growing, you should see jobs being created. Just in the... Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I lead an artist movement here in Cleveland. And I'm going to tell you something, man. The reason why I don't see that money in our community is because we're not going out there following the protocol to ask.
Thank you, baby.
And leading an artist society, I had to go in with the understanding that artists sometimes just want to be artists. And even the artists that want to be more than that, most musicians, artists, they're not good managers of themselves. In fact, it would be silly for a great musician to try to manage them because it's the whole artist protocol. But the whole point is that right now there's enough money going around for everybody to get a little bit of peace, especially here in Cleveland, because I'm a part of that cipher. But a lot of us just gotta. You can't if you never applied. That's why.
But hold on. Now let me be clear. When I say a cultural institution, these aren't institutions that are supported by grants or anything from anybody else. This has to be culturally generated, community or tribally generated. Now, there are other institutions that we could set up that can bring that money in, because this, like, for example, and I want to address the issue that you said about artists. Artists shouldn't have to manage that stuff. There should be other people around them that's able to do that, right? Because artists, for all intents and purposes, all intents and purposes, artists are pastors. Pastors don't necessarily manage the church. There's a crew of individuals that come up around this pastor because he's able to deliver this message, and because they believe in what he's doing, they help build the institution around him, right? So we have to start really putting our musicians where they were, because really, when it comes down to it, the musicians were the first holy people when we really think about it. You know what I'm saying? Because
Absolutely.
at the foundation of spirituality is rhythm. You know what I'm saying? When you sit down and meditate, there's a rhythm, and those rhythms that's able to transpose those rhythms from their head into the world by beating on something or putting them. That's magic. You know what I'm saying? That is the source of that's the source of the original spirituality, right?
I'll give you a perfect example of what you just said. And I think it's one of your favorite projects, Love Supreme, John Coltrane.
Word.
John Coltrane used Love Supreme to heal himself from heroin, being a heroin addict.
Right.
I didn't know about it, but John Coltrane was a heroin addict that became big with Hawkins Horn. And when he wrote Love Supreme, he wrote it in such a spiritual. I mean, even the notes that he used radically, it's unreal what he put into it. But he was it. That back and forth that you see him with, that's him in that zone.
Yeah.
In that, yeah.
Yeah, dude, listen. That whole piece. So we have started devaluing a lot of this stuff, but our enemies don't. We don't have to call them enemies. Our competition don't. They understand fully, totally. You know what I'm saying? And we have to just start understanding the power, right? The power that we have, right? But the cultural institutions are institutions that rise up and support the culture. Like, for example, John Coltrane healed himself with a Love Supreme. A Love Supreme pushed me to a whole nother level, right? There's a lot of artists out here who have this music that's flowing from them that we don't give necessarily the support, that we have to start striving to get the support to, right? You know what I'm saying? Take a few dollars and support, because that individual could be the foundation of a spiritual institution. We just need artists to recognize their roles. Artists are the vanguards of the revolution. Artists are the vanguard, are the protectors, because the message flows through the music. It's supposed to. Why? Because it's easier for me to get a message to you if I have a rhythm with it. You know what I'm saying? Hell. Oh man, shit. Music get you high, music get you depressed. Music could, depending on the artist, music could take you where the music will take you to where the artist want to take you. Isn't that what the pastor does? You know what I'm saying? We pay, shit. Maybe the artist could, so the artist collective is part of that cultural institution, where we need to be able to gather at those places and be refueled and refocused and receive that heat. As a matter of fact, you know who else used that like that? My boy out of Nigeria, Fela Kuti. He set up the shrine. His whole thing was his message went out through the music. You know what I'm saying? This motherfucker.
Music is the weapon.
Music as the weapon. He shook up the whole country with that shit, and it spread all the world. I'm still listening to Fela now. My kids listen to Fela. I put on water right now. You know what I'm saying? That shit is hot. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And the message in it is so strong, but we got to get back to that. You know what I'm saying? That's that cultural institution. Let me move down. So the next thing is our children's education for our future and our elders. Culturally, we got to protect our children's education, and we got to make sure that we are supplementing the shit that they got to get to be able to get them the institutions that they need, that will guide them towards where we need to be. Because the education system is basically a socialization system that gets you ready to go into the society that's running things. So our children are being socially programmed to work against work against us. We need to go and start supplementing that education until we are able to give our kids 8 to 9 to 10 hours a day. You know what I'm saying? That is our responsibility. That's not something, you know what I'm saying? So when we talk about collective worker responsibility, this is something that we have to do. You know what I'm saying? So that means some of y'all gonna have to give up your Saturdays and get up and go get some of these kids so that you can start giving them some real talk. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about putting them on the block and just having them sell shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about actually putting some principles in them. You know what I'm saying? Introducing them to different type of music, giving them put new thought in here, plant the seed of culture in them. And then also on that same line, I got also our responsibility is our elders, right? We got all these old folks home, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that, and we just discard our elders because that's the way the society has trained us to do. You don't outuse your youthfulness. You are no longer really, quote unquote, a man. Really, in America, you're not a man unless you're an economic man. You know what I'm saying? There's different types of men, but the real men in America are economic. You have to be able to produce resources in order to be a man, and the only way you can produce resources is within this little confine right here. And once you outside of that border, whether if you're too young to get into it past the border, or if you're too old, you know what I'm saying, we start discarding you. And that's something we have to take care of. So that's a mindset we got to change in our culture. We got to start looking for ways to take care of our elders. And it'll be financially beneficial as well. I mean, if that's what some people are looking for, but we don't need to get into it for that. We need to get into it because it's a cultural responsibility. And once we start taking the responsibility of the culture will start protecting us. All right. See, I ain't